I recently received a question about the idea of surrender as a spiritual practice and how that relates to manifesting what you want. Here's the question. I recently read something about the practice of surrender and am confused. If we want something and it hasn't come yet, why would we surrender it? I also remember wanting a promotion at work several years ago. It took so long that I eventually gave up. And then very quickly, I got the promotion that I always wanted. What's happening here? It seems like there's something to the surrender thing, yet it seems counterintuitive to me. Can you clarify this, please? So let's talk about surrender, attachment, and how that intersects with the law of attraction. By the way, if you get something helpful from this video and would like to see more videos like this one, be sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe and click the bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. And this also tells YouTube that this content is helpful. So let's first address why something doesn't easily show up. Then we'll move into what surrender is and how to use it so you can have what you want more quickly and easily. So, what if something is really challenging you? Or what if you've wanted something for a long time and you're not getting it? What does that tell you? If a desire isn't showing up easily and you know you really want it and you've made a clear choice to have it, then there are two reasons why it isn't showing up. The reason a clear desire isn't materializing is always because there's some form of resistance or attachment wrapped around the desire. Number one, resistance is an attempt to prevent something unwanted from happening. So, in the case of resistance, you expect something you don't want to come along with a desire. In other words, yes, you want it, but you also think there's something you don't want that comes with that desire. Number two, if you're attached, you're either inadvertently cultivating lack or you're giving your power away to an external thing. You'll feel lack if you cultivate the absence of something more than the fun of having it. And if you're trying to shore yourself up by getting something outside yourself, you have now affirmed that an external thing can fill that void, and that's not how manifesting works. You can't need something and feel that you have it at the same time. Need and having are on opposite ends of the spectrum. And remember, when it comes to the law of attraction and easily having what you want, you cannot attract what you're not aligned with. You cannot attract wealth, for example, if you feel poor. To attract more wealth, you need to find ways to feel rich or blessed so more can come to you. And to have success, we need to feel successful. To have love, we need to cultivate feelings of being loved, etc. So let's look at a couple of quick examples of what resistance might look like so you can recognize it easily if it shows up. Let's say that you want a promotion or want to grow your business and you're also afraid that you'll have to work a lot harder to have it, and you definitely don't want to work harder. See the dilemma. With this perspective, you'll want it and not want it at the same time, and that's a lot like driving with one foot on the gas and the other foot on the brake. Here's another example. Let's say that you want a long-term loving relationship, but you're afraid you'll lose part of yourself in order to have that. Of course you don't want to lose your sense of self. Of course you'll resist that desire. In each of these two examples, there was an idea associated with the desire that doesn't allow it to easily come. If you read my book, Just Believe How Faith in Yourself Shifts Everything, you might recognize these forms of resistance as cross currents because there's an idea that runs counter to the desire. In these examples, it's the idea of having to work harder in order to have the desire, and the idea that you need to Give up some part of yourself in order to have love that is actually creating the resistance. Can you see that it's not the goal or desire that's creating the problem? It's the assumptions about how they'll come or what might happen if they do come that creates the resistance. Enter surrender. To surrender something literally means to cease resistance. So, what you are letting go of when you surrender is the resistance, the cross currents to your desires. Surrender doesn't mean you give up your goal or desire. It doesn't mean that you surrender and settle for unwanted conditions. Surrender doesn't mean you surrender to your fear or to worry and tell yourself that it's not meant to be for you. What you do surrender is your attachment or need. You surrender the ideas that don't let you have what you want, and you surrender to the truth that you can have anything you want in a way that pleases you. You surrender anything that gets in the way of you happily having what you want. And in doing that, you will find relief. You never have to buy into disempowering or limiting ideas. When you surrender what you don't want, you stop fighting and feeding the unwanted possibilities. You allow what you do want to come. So why does it seem that surrender sometimes lets things show up? It's because what's being released is the resistance. The goal or desire is still there. Perhaps it's slightly held, but it's the giving up the resistant thoughts that came with the goal that were released. And what can also happen in the case of attachment, when someone throws up their hand and says, I give up, what they actually gave up is attachment or trying too hard or the need to have it. They've decided that they no longer need it and will be okay or happy anyway. And in that moment, when resistance or attachment is surrendered, now that desire can come. It's not the goal or desire you surrender. You surrender attachment. You surrender lack or ideas that make it hard to have what you want. That is what you can surrender with awareness and positive purpose. And in that moment of letting go of resistance, you'll feel so much better. And as you feel better, you allow what you want to gracefully and easily come. So I invite you to leave a yes in the comments if you're letting go of resistance or attachment and you're now letting it be easy. Leave a yes in the comments if you're saying yes to more fun and ease. If you have a question you'd like considered for a future video, you can submit your request here at this link. I'll also leave it in the video description. And if I cover your topic, I'll also send you an email letting you know when the video will be released. That's all for now. This is Elari Onawa from ElariOnawa.com saying walk in beauty, feed your joy, and very soon you'll see how easy and fun all of this can be. Bye for now.